Fast and Furious, the farmers rightfully have dug in their heels. They've really actually understood the fact that Burari is more like an open air jail. And they're absolutely right, because apparently some of the farmers who agreed to go there, now they're stuck. They can't pull their trolleys out. There's no way for their food to get in. Probably the next step would have been to kind of cut off their internet. So there's a smart move done by the farmers of Punjab. And here again, I'll point out is that, this kind of invocation, I'm not sure it cuts ice with anybody. Invoking Ganga. PM says farm laws enacted with right intent, slams opposition. Protests based on falsehood. Well, protests are not based on falsehood. Protests are based on the attitude. The attitude of the central government, which is trying to force this down the throat of the farmer. And here I must point out, there was a video I saw of a Haryanavi Jat who has absolutely gone up and trashed this government's, BJP's attempt to paint this as a anti-Sikh thing or an or a pro-Khalistani thing, and said that everybody who thinks like that needs their head examined. Though I must say that obviously Pakistan's going to fish in troubled waters. That's what they're going to do. We're just giving them the opportunity. And this, like I said, they've dug in their heels. So PM's fresh appeal, but farmers harden stand. Well, protesters say ready for a decisive battle against farm laws. Government calls for talks today. It should have done that way, way long ago, folks. Way, way long ago. And the outrage for this continues, and it's getting now global attention. I've seen this article in New York Times. Now I'm seeing this outrage. Exports announce award wapsi. Then you have British MPs, Monty Panesar back farmers slam, cop actions, so do I. You have Haryana Mantri Vij shown black flags in Ambala. You have pray for farmers, victory preachers on Gurpurab, Vaheguru Ji da Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji di Fateh. And then you have this note that really makes no sense. Center's booklet points to Kartarpur CA as PM's gestures. They're not PM's gestures. Let me just say this. Anybody who thinks that meant what Modi government did for Sikhs, to assume that the Modi government had the Sikhs at heart, I think, we really need to relook at this very, very carefully. I'm not so sure they do, right? And besides this global attention, this also must be getting us some really, really positive attention. Like, we are the guys. We got crime going on like crazy. But second love jihad case filed in UP. Wow. But at the same time, we got some sensible guys in law, legal. Love jihad law goes against freedom of choice, Lokur says. And absolutely right. Now, a heads up and a warning for KCR and his control over Telangana. BJP dares KCR. The audacious challenge to TRS in Hyderabad is in line with BJP's long-term political goals. And here I would also like to point this out to the Anna DMK, right? They have to be careful. Almost every regional party should take a play out of Shiv Sena's books to see what's happening. Nitish also has to be very careful. At the beginning of the end of KCR's rule, nada. The whole attempt is to get rid of everybody. But this is really exciting stuff, right? Vodafone award issue discussed with PM Modi. I am glad this is where Prime Minister's got his head in the right place as far as this is concerned, and the heart. Because he knows how important it is. Leave this to the babus in our administration, and you'd screw investment up like you've done so in the past. The other important thing that I want, it's also important for India, right? It says playing up the US urban-rural divide misses the real problem. There is a US rural and urban divide, but more so, it's the education divide. And that's what all the data now points to. It's the education divide that created Trumpism, and it's the education divide that is probably going to create right-wing extremism in India too, folks. Education is the key for everybody. We need to lift everybody's boat by providing them with education. Cheers.